Welcome back to the Warrior Code podcast, where we live by a code of strength, structure, faith, and purpose. We don't just survive, we adapt, we surrender, and we build new. So far, we've forged 13 principles. Here we go. Identity, faith, courage, structure and discipline, community, purpose-driven living, resiliency, authentic leadership, reflection, emotional mastery, visionary thinking, health and vitality, legacy building. Today, we anchor it all with the 14th principle, adaptability and innovation. Adaptability and innovation aren't just smart strategies, they are spiritual realities. Most men think adaptability means tweaking the plan when life shifts, but real adaptability is about surrender. Yes, surrender. The power to adapt shows up when you stop controlling and surrender to what God is showing you now. Innovation isn't just clever ideas. Innovation is what happens when you take the insight and revelation you gain in surrender and you implement it into reality. It's when you carry what God gives you in secret into the open and build with it in reality. I've learned this in the deepest ways, spiritually, physically, in business, in brotherhood. Some of my clearest lessons came in sacred ceremony, plant medicine like ayahuasca or ketamine. In that place, you don't get to hide behind your mask. You stop, you surrender, you feel your fear surface, and you give it up to God. You struggle with what you see, the darkness, the shame, the old roots. And when that struggle breaks open, you receive revelation. That's where the innovation is born, but it's worthless if you don't carry it back into reality and live it out. You have to implement it in your life. And that is when the ceremony actually becomes like life is the real ceremony. The Warrior's Way calls this stop, surrender, struggle, strike. In the brotherhood, we live it daily. We watch where we need to stop fighting reality. We surrender our plan to God. We struggle with the drift. Then we strike, we adapt, we innovate, we build new. We bring what was revealed into the real world, where it changes our families, our bodies, our marriages, our businesses. Why does this feel impossible for most men? Because surrender feels like death when your ego worships control. Adaptability feels weak when your pride needs to be right. Innovation feels risky when your fear wants yesterday to stay the same. The truth is, your ego is a liar. It's a guard dog for your fear. It convinces you you're fine, but you're not fine. You're just safe behind the walls that keep you drifting. Carl Jung said it straight. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. And James, in chapter 1, verse 22, breaks it up. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. A man who hears but doesn't act deceives himself, like a man who looks in the mirror but forgets who he is as soon as he walks away. Men who drift don't lack ideas, they lack courage to collide with truth. They say they want relationship, but they hide from responsibility. Because real relationship exposes drift. Real brotherhood demands you carry truth. And when you carry truth, you can't hide behind excuses anymore. This is why so many men can't shift and lift. They can't adapt because they won't surrender. They can't innovate because they won't carry revelation into reality. They say they want freedom, but they worship comfort. They say they want to lead, but they hide from the responsibility that real leadership demands. The Warrior's Way cuts this open. Stop, surrender, struggle, strike. You collide with your ego. You surrender the lie. You struggle with the root. You strike with truth. That's how a man adapts, not by drifting, but by choosing collision over comfort. If you won't surrender, you can't adapt. If you won't carry your revelation into reality, your insight dies unused. If you refuse to innovate, your mission grows stale while you pretend you're still alive. So, where do you need to stop right now? Where is God asking you to surrender? To let Him show you what's under your fear? Where do you need to struggle with what He reveals? And then strike by bringing that revelation into real life. This is adaptability and innovation. This is the warrior's way. This is how your spirit stays awake and your fire stays real. Until next time, be strong, be faithful, and remember, you are a warrior.